Hello friends, if you are in any capacity associated with intermittent fasting, keto diet, or the carnivore diet, this video is a must-watch for you. Well, in a recent conference held last week by the American Heart Association, they have published an article claiming that an 8-hour time-restricted eating routine causes 91% more risk of heart attack. Now, if that sounds as preposterous to you as it does to us, you're not alone. The foundations, the very basis of this study, seem to be rooted more in comedy than in scientific fact. And this isn't just our opinion. Health influencers like Dr. Eric Berg, Dr. Shawn Baker, and Dr. Ken Berry are all vehemently opposed to the conclusions drawn by the American Heart Association from this study. Now, why is there such a strong reaction? Because many of us are integrating time-restricted eating into our existing diet plans like keto and the carnivore approach. We're living the benefits of this lifestyle, and then suddenly, we're told it's a ticking time bomb for our hearts? It doesn't make much sense. We need to dig a bit deep into the methodology of this study and its conclusions. We must understand the flaws in basic structure, the data, and the potential biases that could have skewed the results. We must do this not to disprove the American Heart Association, but to either confirm or refute their claims with proper reasoning. At the end of the day, it's not about blindly believing some big organizations. It's about the truth. It's about understanding our bodies, our health, and making the correct decisions that serve our well-being. So, stay tuned as we expose the reality of this study and tell you the true facts and figures with proper actionable information. Meanwhile, do press the subscribe button and become a proud member of the exclusive Shape Squad community. So friends, let's now cut deeper into the major flaws of this study that make its conclusions highly questionable. A critical examination is necessary to understand the science and expose the reality behind the study's seemingly alarming claims. Firstly, and very importantly, we must acknowledge the observational nature of this study. Observational studies, by definition, identify associations but cannot definitively establish causation. What does this mean? Simply put, while the study found a link between time-restricted eating and increased risk of cardiovascular death, it cannot prove that the eating pattern directly caused the increased risk. It's a bit like saying everyone who eats ice cream is more likely to drown, when in reality, more ice cream is consumed during summer months when more people also happen to be swimming. Correlation does not equal causation, and this is a fundamental flaw in the study's design. The second flaw lies in the study's reliance on self-reported data. The data was based on participants' self-reported dietary information from 2 24-hour dietary recall questionnaires. Now, we all know how tricky it can be to remember exactly what we ate and when, especially when asked to recall it days later. People's memories can be faulty, and they may also unintentionally or intentionally misreport their dietary habits. This can lead to inaccuracies that could potentially skew the results, casting doubt on the validity of the study's findings. Thirdly, the study does not account for the nutrient quality of participants' diets. This is a significant oversight considering that the quality of food we consume plays a pivotal role in our overall health, including heart health. It's entirely possible for someone to follow an 8-hour eating window, but consume a diet high in processed foods, sugars, and unhealthy fats. This, of course, would have a negative impact on heart health, regardless of the time-restricted eating. By not accounting for diet quality, the study fails to consider a critical factor in assessing the link between diet and heart health. The fourth flaw is the short window of dietary data collection. The categorization of participants into different time-restricted eating windows was based on just 2 days of dietary intake. This is problematic because it may not accurately represent individuals' habitual eating patterns. People's diets can vary greatly from day to day, and a snapshot from 2 days is hardly sufficient to capture a person's typical dietary habits. This could potentially misclassify an individual's usual practices, further undermining the study's reliability. Lastly, the study did not include other health-related factors that could influence cardiovascular outcomes. These potential confounding factors include exercise habits, stress levels, or underlying health conditions. It's widely understood that these factors also play a significant role in heart health. By not considering these elements, the study overlooks a significant part of the health puzzle, thus weakening its conclusions. Taking these shortcomings into account, it becomes clear that the study's findings are far from definitive. Now, experts and articles reviewing the study on 8-hour time-restricted eating and its link to increased heart disease death risk offer a nuanced perspective. They highlight that while the study claims a significant association, it doesn't necessarily establish causation. Critics note the importance of considering participants' health conditions or treatments that might affect their eating patterns, and emphasize that the quality of diet is likely more crucial than the timing of meals. People like Benjamin Horn from the Intermountain Heart Institute and Joanne Carson, a former chair of the same American Heart Association's Nutrition Committee, urge caution in interpreting the study. They suggest that individual health conditions or treatments affecting appetite, as well as factors like food access, could substantially influence eating patterns, vastly impacting the study's conclusions. Talking about the research dynamics, the study, involving over 20,000 adults, linked restricted eating windows, less than 8 hours daily, to a significant increase in cardiovascular death compared to those eating within a 12 to 16-hour window. According to the author, people who restricted their eating window to less than 8 hours daily, like in 16-8 fasting, were associated with a 91% higher risk of cardiovascular death compared to those who ate within a 12 to 16-hour window. This increased risk was also observed in individuals with pre-existing heart disease or cancer. However, time-restricted eating didn't show a reduced risk of overall death from any cause. Before we move to discussing the actual benefits of intermittent fasting, especially when coupled with a healthy eating method like the carnivore diet, do tell your own thoughts and experiences in the comments. Now, despite the study's claims, it's important to discuss the real benefits of intermittent fasting for heart health. This practice, when managed properly, coupled with healthy food choices, has proven to be a powerful tool in promoting cardiovascular wellness. Let's have a closer look. Intermittent fasting has been linked to improved heart health in several research studies. It's known to help reduce inflammation, a key contributor to heart disease. By giving your body a break from constant digestion, you allow it to focus on other processes, like repairing cells and reducing inflammation. Moreover, intermittent fasting can lead to weight loss and improved metabolic health, both of which are great for your heart. By restricting your eating window, you might naturally consume fewer calories, aiding in weight loss. And weight loss, friends, is a big win for the heart, as it reduces the strain on this vital organ. Further, intermittent fasting can improve insulin resistance, a condition that, when left unchecked, can lead to type 2 diabetes, a major risk factor for heart disease. By improving insulin sensitivity, intermittent fasting can help protect your heart. One important thing to keep a note of is the gradual transition into the fasting routine. Start by relatively smaller fasting windows, and gradually extend that up to the 16-hour mark for best results. So while we must be open to new research, we should also scrutinize it critically. Let's not be quick to discard a potentially beneficial practice based on one flawed study. Instead, let's continue to explore, learn, and make informed decisions for our health. So friends, here we are, with the analysis and expert findings on the intermittent fasting drama going on. It's about finding what works for your body, your lifestyle, and your health goals. What are your thoughts about it all? Do share in the comments. If you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends as well. In the meantime, don't let sensational headlines deter you from pursuing a healthy lifestyle. And don't forget to subscribe to Shape Squad for more of such helpful and informative videos. Thanks for tuning in and stay healthy.